try me, boys. That was his response
Absolutely.
to your tweet. What happened from that point on?
I took that response as a manner of saying, here now it's either we're being silenced, we're being silenced now. So we have two options: to submit to the will of God or to fight. And we're not going to submit. We fought. And with our responses, we said, we're very clear, and we meant every word we said. If there is anyone in this world who thinks they are powerful, they are not. They are lying to themselves. If they think they cannot be touched, they are lying. Some of us are still on our way and we're going to touch them. We're very young and we're patient with ourselves. Indlela ndlela esihambayo. Washu undlozi kubalandeli bakhe wathi sohlangana nge-NPA, which translates to say it's a long journey that we're traveling. Mbuyiseni said to his followers that we'll meet at the NPA. So that's what I said. Immediately after that, things went absolutely south. I received a love letter from the EFF Students Command.
Mm-hmm. And that letter, what did it say? All right, Mr. Mphahlele is frozen at the moment, and I'm hoping that he is going to be able to reconnect, and we'll try and get him back. But the sum total of what he's told us so far is that that love letter, as he puts it, was essentially the letter that got him expelled. Okay, he is back. You back, Mr. Mphahlele, and you say that you received a love letter from that point on. What were the exact reasons for your expulsion? Because surely due process has got to be followed. All of this happened overnight, and the very next day you are expelled. What was the due process?
Last night at 11 o'clock in the evening, 11:30.
You got expelled at 11:30 in the evening.
Yeah.
What is the reasoning on the letter? Does it go into any detail?
Yeah, it talks about me putting the organization into disrepute, defining myself outside the organization, disrespecting the leadership, all those sort of things.
When you look at what has happened to you, do you believe that independent thought and freedom of expression is something that is encouraged in the EFF, or do you believe that there is no internal democracy, as some parties would claim?
I would say what they're trying to put up a situation where they say all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others.
And so when you go up against the leader of the party, Mr. Julius Malema, what essentially happens to you is exactly what you got in the form of a love letter. Is that a party you still want to belong to?
I made it clear when I released a statement to say I'm not going to appeal it, because now it's clear that the leadership of the party, it's obvious that the commander-in-chief is going to get a third term uncontested. And if he's leading that party, it means he knows about the situation and he takes those things as direct undermining of his authority. I don't want to see I'm not going to appeal for those reasons, because it's clear that I'm not welcome.
If he is going to emerge unchallenged, do you believe...
He is.
Do you believe that there will ever be anyone who can contest him unless and until he says he's ready to leave the position?
At some point when Comrade Floyd was still there, we thought of him. Now he left. And our pronouncement for Commissar Mbuyiseni, we see it as a well-thought pronouncement, because as visionaries, we must think of the future. To say, okay, Commissar Mbuyiseni is younger than Comrade Julius. If he is the deputy president, he is surely the future, because the youth are always, the young people are the future. If you are saying go there, choose and who's older than Julius, and he must be the deputy president. When Julius retires or gets contested, him is going to surely be contested by the deputy president, which does not set a very, very good precedence, and especially if we are saying the EFF is a party that appeals to the youth.
So it's clear that you see Mbuyiseni Ndlozi as someone that the youth in the party should look up to because, as you put it, he is young. If you believe that Mr. Malema has a direct interest in Mr. Ndlozi, possibly, and I'm very careful with my words, if you believe that Mr. Malema believes that Mr. Ndlozi is not ready to be the deputy leader of the party, is there a future for Mbuyiseni Ndlozi inside the EFF?
I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking, because one thing that I can tell is that rumors on the ground have it that the reason why Comrade Julius is not preferring Commissar Mbuyiseni is simply because, remember, if the formation of the EFF at the founding table, the likes of Abu Commissar Mbuyiseni, they were brought by former members like Floyd Shivambu and Andile Mditama, who were both schoolmates of Comrade Mbuyiseni at Vets. So he feels like Mbuyiseni is having a split loyalty. He might jump ship, so it's better to guard the revolution with people he is sure with, that no matter what, with all trials and tribulations, they're not going to jump ship. So I don't know. It will depend on his loyalties, where his loyalties lie. Because another thing that they say is that you cannot count on someone who's not with us spiritually, or his soul is already out. He already wants to leave. When the party's been attacked, he doesn't defend. Those are the arguments on the ground.
Is that something that you have heard Mr. Malema vocalize, that Mr. Ndlozi spiritually is not with the party?
No, that one is what I heard comrades saying on the ground when we're busy campaigning with branches.
If, as matters stand, there is going to be this kind of treatment of members, is there internal democracy in the EFF? Perhaps as a final thought from you.
Myself, when I was still in the party, I was able to express myself, and I was someone who was promoting internal democracy. But because the EFF is joined, and the Students' Command, especially because I belong there most of the time, is joined by people who are just new to politics. Lack of political education in the party. They must have what the Chinese Communist Party calls central party schools, which is a subdivision for political education, so that they can be able to express themselves. Because some are even scared of expressing themselves, because when they do, they feel like, hey, what if here a fumble? What if those things, embarrassment? So as revolutionaries, now we've already passed through that stage, and at a very, very quick pace, because we always knew we wanted to enter politics. The question of internal democracy.
Yes, please conclude your thought.
The question of internal democracy is something that we said political education is the future that must guide us towards the struggle of economic freedom in our lifetime. Because we must be able to ideologically, systematically, intellectually, and politically make our views known. And this can only be through the deepening of political education.